I'm going to offer a little lecture, I guess, or a pep talk. I know the Chinese enjoy drugs as much as everyone else. Um, and the Arabs in, I don't know, Indonesia, no, the Muslims, whether they're Saudi Arabia Muslims or Indonesian Muslims, they also enjoy drugs as much as anyone else. But everyone doesn't want, everyone feels the same way. They don't want uh, men who are uh, foreign recruiters to bring drugs to entice, to skew the perception of their young females and their young people, and then entice them while they're on drugs and recruit them while they're on drugs. So everyone doesn't want foreign men to bring drugs, excuse me, into their society. So um, the issue is really more about foreign men than it is about drugs. Because I know the Chinese know about drugs, and they know there are valuable states of consciousness that are attained by the use of drugs. And the Chinese also know, because they manufacture drugs and they have pharmaceutical companies, that prescription drugs, that there's a fine line between legitimate prescription drugs and their legitimate uses versus um, what they might call street drugs or party drugs, which are used by people who are partying, or let's say in a club environment, rather than using a drug for productivity as a worker. A prescription drug, using the drug as a worker is another thing versus using the drug in a party environment. So, um, the issue of men smuggling drugs into a country is, well, I think they're bluffing, first of all. They're not going to kill you. If you are, say, an American or an Australian white man or an African American man, and you go to North Korea, Vietnam, China, Indonesia, and you bring drugs and you bring a bunch of cocaine, and you brought a big stash of cocaine, enough to get a whole party of people high. You bring it to Saudi Arabia, whatever. Usually, I think they're not going to kill you, but what they're going to do is they're going to say, our law says we reserve the right to kill you. So that's just a negotiating position that they begin with, is by saying our law is that we will kill you if you bring drugs. But, they enjoy drugs. And the issue is really with foreign men bringing drugs to uh, cause mental impairment to their young people and then recruit them while they're high on drugs. And that's not so clearly written in their law that it's really about foreign men, because they're going to use drugs among themselves. But there are bad things about drugs, and too much of one drug or another is certainly a bad idea. Drugs cause damage to your liver, your heart, your brain, and your intestines and your stomach. And drugs cause damage to various other parts of your mouth, your throat, your nasal passages. Depends on the drugs. So there's a lot of reasons to have to choose to reject drugs. But sometimes you're so stressed out from the behavior of other people that you wish you could drink some alcohol to better to have a better response to the stress that they are applying to you. So if people are applying stress to you, they can cause you to crave alcohol. And if people are applying competitive stress to you, you can wish for prescription amphetamine to enhance your performance in comparison to the competition. If they're adding extra competitive extra competitors who are competing with you in cognitive work or in productivity, you might wish for prescription amphetamine to enhance your cognitive work, your mental acuity, and or your productivity, because they're escalating the competitiveness versus yourself. So you can find reasons to wish for drugs for a temporary advantage. Hopefully you will know enough to quit the drugs when you is at the earliest opportunity that you have to quit the drugs, and just try to work without any enhancement by drugs. But most people use stimulants to enhance their performance, and then they use things that have the effect of alcohol or morphine to help them slow down and sleep and recuperate. So they go and they use something like prescription amphetamine at work, and then they use something like Ambien to help them sleep. And that's a dangerous cycle if you do too much of that dependency on drugs. So drugs should be something that people worry about damaging their stomach and their intestine. And if they snort drugs, that's the very worst idea, is to snorting cocaine. Well, if you do that once, you're going to be okay. But if you do that many times, you're going to destroy your face, because cocaine numbs. It's a local anesthetic. Cocaine is a local anesthetic, and it seems that cocaine is a strong alkaloid, and the alkalinity has corrosive effects on your nasal tissues, but you can't feel it because it's a local anesthetic. So that's why cocaine has to be crack cocaine, that you smoke it. You must not snort cocaine, because if you snort cocaine, the numbing effect of the local anesthetic, which is exactly why cocaine is valuable for the medical industry and the pharmaceutical industry, the numbing effect will keep you from feeling the burning sensation of the alkalinity of the cocaine, which has apparently a negative pH, which is corrosive to your nasal tissues. So that's why you never want to snort cocaine, even if it's the most pure cocaine that can possibly be manufactured. It is destructive to snort it, and it must be that you would only smoke the cocaine in the form of crack rocks. You must not snort cocaine. So I guess that's enough for one video. That's all for now.